there, this is Theresa Wills, and I'm ready to share a tip for teaching in concurrent and online classrooms. A question that I frequently receive is, how do I include students who don't want to use the microphone and camera? This is important for inclusion when making lessons student-centered, and not only important for online students, but also the face-to-face students who are in concurrent classes. Some of our students don't use the camera for a variety of reasons. Sometimes the internet speeds are so slow it creates a choppy or laggy experience. Sometimes they're able to focus better when they don't feel like they need to perform. Sometimes students are in physical schools and the Wi-Fi bandwidth won't accommodate every student using the teleconferencing program. Regardless of the reason, these tips will help your students participate and have a voice without needing the camera. As an added bonus, these strategies build confidence in using the microphone, and many of them use nonverbal participation. I use a variety of features like drag and drop images, color, font, and emojis to provide students with ways of participating. Let's start with a favorite of kids young and old and discuss why you will want your chat boxes filled with emojis. Have you ever wanted to see students' expressions only to see that gray profile picture? Ask yourself why you like those facial expressions, and you'll probably discover that it's because you're verifying if a student is confused, understanding, excited, or bored. These simple body gestures help teachers to modify their lessons on the fly. When teaching concurrently, you might be able to see your face-to-face student expressions, and even the online students with cameras. But simply asking a student to add an emoji to the chat box is a great way to get instant feedback and a quick check for understanding in place of the physical expression. Best yet, you know who's present and active, even while learning at a distance. If you're using interactive slides, emojis are an excellent way of showing anonymous connections to content on the slide. In this example, the teacher wanted to know which standards her students were familiar with and which she might need to review. She asked her students to add an emoji to each statement, and from this interactive slide, she decided to focus the last 10 minutes of class on word problems. Another use of emojis on interactive slides is a virtual gallery walk. In this example, students created a slide that describes a vocabulary word. Then, peers used emojis to show connections to images and statements on their slide. This teacher used the thinking face as a norm for furthering discussions. If the student used that emoji, it means they have a question or are confused about something on the slide. She then uses that information to determine what questions to follow up on in the whole class discussion. The use of font is another nonverbal and non-camera way of including the whole class using interactive slides. In this example, students are explaining their thinking. At any time, another student can read what they wrote and show that they thought of the same thing by changing the font to bold. This supports a variety of students, those who have an idea right away and want to begin explaining, those who prefer to read other thoughts first before summarizing their thinking, and those who finish early and want to compare ideas with others. The use of color is yet another nonverbal and non-camera way to include everyone. In this class, the color green is used to identify students who will use the microphone to elaborate on their statement. If a student is excited to share and wants the teacher to know, they simply use the fill bucket to color their text box green. Similarly, when the teacher wants to call on a particular student but also gives them some notice beforehand, she changed the outline of the text box to bright green. This nonverbal cue helps to keep students engaged in writing their responses with the proper wait time needed to develop their thought fully, and a heads up that they're about to be selected to elaborate on their thinking. Another teacher uses colors of the rainbow as an order so that they can visually show when they have an idea. Red is used for I have one idea, then orange, I have two ideas, then yellow, I have three ideas, and so on. This can be incredibly useful when considering multiple ways of solving a math problem, multiple opinions in a debate, or when creating a class list, such as games that require a team, or possible antagonists in the book, or countries with mountain ranges. Since students can continually change their color, the teacher is also able to continually call on new students for new and different perspectives. It is important to connect all of your learners, regardless of learning location, through nonverbal and non-camera cues. When teaching in a concurrent model, be sure to use collaborative spaces such as Google Slides so that all of your students have a place to show their thinking in real time. For more information, videos, templates, and recordings of live online teaching, check out theresawills.com. Most importantly, remember that you are part of a team. Create a network of other teachers in your grade level, school, or county, and be sure to connect with your school-based technology specialist to learn step-by-step instructions. So, give these nonverbal and non-camera strategies a try, and remember to share your questions and successes with your team.